Welcome to another video. Join me as I dive into the fascinating mystery of China's biggest time zone puzzle and see if I can solve it. China operates under one time zone, which is pretty unusual considering its vast size. This single time zone is used across the country, despite spanning a huge geographic area, and it's really interesting to explore why this is the case. People living in different regions of the country have to adjust to this single time zone, which can be challenging. Farmers in the West have to wake up really early to tend to their fields, while those in the East have a more relaxed schedule. Businesses also have to adapt, often staying open later in the eastern regions to cater to customers. Schools start at the same time across the country, which means some kids have to wake up in the dark during the winter months. This can be tough on families and children, especially in the western regions where the sun rises later. The impact of this time zone on daily life is significant, especially for people who have to travel across the country. For example, if you're taking a train from the East Coast to the West, you'll essentially be waking up at what feels like the middle of the night. It can be disorienting and takes some getting used to. In some cases, people have to change their entire routine just to accommodate the single time zone. This can be frustrating, especially for those who value their sleep and have to wake up early. The single time zone can also affect people's social lives, particularly in the western regions. When friends and family in the East are having dinner, people in the West are just finishing up lunch. This can make it hard to catch up and stay in touch, especially if you're trying to schedule a call or video chat. It's not just social lives that are impacted, though the economy is also affected. Businesses have to adjust their schedules to accommodate the single time zone, which can be costly and time-consuming. China's decision to adopt a single time zone dates back to the Qin dynasty, when the country was first unified. The idea was to create a sense of unity and cohesion across the vast territory. Over time, this single time zone has become an integral part of Chinese culture and identity. It's not just a practical consideration, but also a symbol of national unity. The single time zone has also had a significant impact on the country's economy, facilitating trade and communication across different regions. The historical reasons behind China's single time zone are fascinating. When the country was first unified, the emperor wanted to create a sense of unity and cohesion across the vast territory. He decided to adopt a single time zone, which would be used across the country. This was a bold move, and it's had a lasting impact on Chinese society. The single time zone has also influenced the country's culture, with many traditional festivals and celebrations tied to the solar calendar. One of the most striking examples of the confusion caused by China's single time zone is the experience of people living in the far western region of Xinjiang. Because of the country's single time zone, people in Xinjiang have to live by a clock that's 2 hours ahead of their natural solar time. This means that during the summer months, the sun doesn't set until after 10 p.m., and in the winter, it rises after 9 a.m. It's a really unique and challenging situation that requires some adjustments. People in Xinjiang have to adapt their daily routines to accommodate the single time zone. For example, they might have dinner at what feels like 2 a.m., or go to bed when the sun is still shining. It's not just the practical aspects of daily life that are affected. The single time zone also has an impact on people's mental and physical health. Some people in Xinjiang experience seasonal depression or anxiety due to the disconnection between their natural rhythms and the clock. In the city of Kashgar, which is located in the western part of Xinjiang, people have developed unique coping mechanisms to deal with the single time zone. For instance, some businesses operate on a different schedule, with shops and restaurants opening later in the day to accommodate the local population. It's a testament to the resourcefulness and adaptability of the people living in Xinjiang. Despite the challenges, many people have learned to thrive in this environment. The story of Kashgar and its residents is just one example of how China's single time zone affects people's lives. From the farmers in the East to the businesses in the West, everyone has to adapt to this unique system. It's a fascinating topic that reveals a lot about Chinese culture and society. In summary, China's single time zone is a complex and multifaceted issue that continues to impact daily life in the country. To sum it up, China's single time zone is a fascinating phenomenon that has significant implications for the country and its people. It's a unique aspect of Chinese culture and identity, and it continues to shape the daily lives of millions of people. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the mystery of China's time zone puzzle. If you've got thoughts on the topic, be sure to share them in the comments, and don't forget to check out my other video on the weird and wonderful world of time zones.